Hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. In this episode, we're gonna go through some of our cities and upgrade their airports. Some of our cities here, such as Brownsville, still have the small airport from when we first put them in. So what I'd like to do is upgrade these. I believe we have one pretty much in every corner city on the map. So just go through these cities, upgrade their airports, and see if we can get more air travel in general happening across this whole map. So starting back here in Brownsville, this should be just as simple as deleting this airport whenever the planes get out of it. So now we can delete this, grab a large passenger airport, and we might have to delete some roads just to have space for it. But coming back in here, if we get this rotated just right, we might be able to just squeeze this in here. So here now we can place it down and it automatically links back up. And now we have this airport upgraded. So then coming across the map to Arlington, we can delete this airport. We'll make some space. And I think that should be good. And then hopefully we can get this set up somewhere in here. So now we have our second large airport placed. And this is on the other end of the line that we had down earlier, which means now if we find the plane on that line, such as this one, we can come in here and replace these planes with something a little bit bigger. So I think we're gonna go with this BR Aerospace plane. We don't want to do too much of a big upgrade until we actually see demand for it begin to rise, because we still need these planes to make us a profit. So now our last airport that we need to upgrade is our Knoxville airport here. This one already has a bunch of space, so hopefully we'll be able to just plop this right into this area. So here we go, we can place it down right here. It's a pretty tight squeeze to fit in this area, but we'll stay with it just so it fits with our existing infrastructure. We can flatten out or smooth out some of these really rough hills. And then we can go ahead with upgrading the planes that use this line. So if we look here, this line is making us a pretty big profit. And I'm not sure if they're running full, but we'll just upgrade those with those other planes that we have. And hopefully we'll see it continue to work for us. Now, while we're working on our airplanes, one thing I would like to do is turn this into a passenger airport so we can then connect to some of our larger cities on the corners of the map here, such as Akron and Victorville all the way out there, and maybe even Arlington. And these lines won't need too many planes, maybe only even 2 or 3 planes per line, just because they're not really going to be carrying that many people. And some of our planes have such a large capacity that we don't even really need it that much. But anyway, we'll get this set up. We'll get a bus and tram station that will be close enough to access the airport. So we'll place this down and connect it like this. We can see this connects up to the airport. And then we'll just run some bus lines into each of these cities, sort of at the main station for each one, just so it's easy for people to get on and off from each line. So first we'll grab some buses and we'll go from Alexandria. We have one spot left in this bus station, which is good. And then we'll bring that one up to the airport. And then here in Clearwater, we'll add another line and go from Clearwater to the airport. So we'll switch these terminals around and make sure everything makes sense. Unfortunately, it seems like we are going to have to double up on some of our terminals here. Actually, what we can do is just delete some of these, add another set of platforms, and then we can place these buildings back. So then we can make sure our line that goes to the airport gets its own terminal here. So now we have bus lines running to this airport. We can start to send out planes to the other cities. So we'll find the hangar here, and we'll pretty much just find a plane that carries a good amount of people, doesn't cost much, and we can easily do with 2 or 3 planes. So we'll try out this Airbus A320. Let's get 2 planes for now, just to sort of gauge the interest here. And so we'll go from Clearwater. I think this first one will go out to Arlington, as Arlington's one of our larger cities out here. And I think the next line that we're going to have coming out of here is going to head over to Arlington. So we'll just bring this over and link it up here. So obviously we'll need to let those run, and then we can start to see if there's even any interest for people to use this airport, and from there we can begin to gauge how many more vehicles or lines we need to run out of here. So while we wait for that airport to start cycling people through, I want to turn this intersection into a roundabout. I think part of the issue is traffic's just not flowing through here. There's way too many people coming in and out, and that's just causing issues. So if we can keep traffic just moving in general, that would be really good for us. So we'll turn this up. We'll place this down. Actually, we might even make this a little bit bigger because we want to give them space to switch lanes and do anything else that they need. So we'll bring this down 1 click, place it down right here, and then we can connect up our streets. So we'll grab this one, get that connected up. This one, we will want it to have a bus lane. We have this one over here. And then lastly, connecting the bridge. It looks like there's one spot that we can get it to snap to. And we'll roll with this. And I think what we'll do is upgrade the roundabout with bus lanes, just to be sure in case if it does get backed up by any of our traffic, the buses can at least still get through. Okay, and lastly in this episode, I want to come in here and take a look at some more trains that are losing us money and figuring out if maybe there's a way we can get them working again to make us money. And right away, a line that sticks out to me is this one right here. This tiny little goods train that we have running into Akron. And this one's going to be a little tricky because we're going to have to sort of upgrade the entire line to help increase the output from the goods factory. So currently we have our goods coming in right around here, which covers a little bit of the area, but you can see this whole area now is waiting for goods. So what we can do to make this a lot simpler is to just move this truck stop up here so it covers almost the entire area. And I think if we place it close enough, this line just snapped right back to it. So we don't need to reroute our trucks at all, which is another good thing for us. So hopefully down here we should see the consumers, Akron, should slowly start going up as it recognizes more coverage over here. Now the next thing we can do is upgrade these trucks to much newer trucks. I believe this was probably one of our oldest lines that we have on this map, at least the oldest that hasn't been upgraded yet. So with this new capacity, we could sell a significant portion of the trucks we currently have. I think we'll do just fine with 6. And then all we should have to do is grab this train and replace it with a new one. So now we have this train. It has a little less capacity since this obviously isn't getting used much. And so what we can do is just replace that. This train should get up to top speed much quicker, and hopefully we'll begin to see the demand rise here, which we already do. It's gone up by about 13 units or whatever this shipping number is. So hopefully we'll see that work its way down the line here. Alright, now I was just checking up on some of the lines that we've placed earlier, and we can see from Akron, we're already starting to get a little bit amount of people looking to get to Clearwater and Alexandria, which is pretty good. That does show that there's some demand for this line, even though no one's using it yet. Hopefully in the future this will start updating and we'll get to see some more people using it. Now that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. I'm not too sure how much longer this series is going to go. As you can see, we've been dealing with constant traffic issues, and I think it's because the mod that I'm using to adjust the city growth, we can see the cities look really great. However, I think I might have generated just too many cities on this map, I think maybe if we add half the amount of cities, it would be a pretty interesting map. We'd have space for effective trains, and cities wouldn't be merging into each other like they are here with Clearwater and Alexandria and a few other places where we have some closer cities. However, there are some things I still want to wrap up on this map before we do end it. I think this does probably explain some of our traffic issues. Now that's pretty much going to be it for this episode, so if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or feedback, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.